For decades, you've heard it, right? If you want a dependable car, the advice has always been super simple. Just buy a Toyota. It's a reputation that's practically bulletproof. But what if that's not the whole story anymore? Okay, let's get into it. Because today, we're going to look at 4 major car brands that are building vehicles that don't just rival Toyota's legendary reliability. In some cases, they actually beat it.
So, here's the plan. We're going to start with how Toyota built its empire of trust. Then, we'll dive into our 4 contenders one by one: Subaru, Mazda, Honda, and even Toyota's own luxury brand Lexus. And finally, we'll wrap it all up and talk about what this means for car buying today.
You know, Toyota's reputation didn't just appear out of thin air. For years, they had this laser focus on one thing: dependability. Cars like the Camry and the Corolla became absolute icons because Toyota just mastered the art of keeping things simple and consistent. They stayed away from overly complex tech that could cause headaches down the road, and they built this incredible foundation of trust that's lasted for generations.
I mean, this phrase right here, it's practically become universal wisdom. It's the advice your parents gave you, it's what your mechanic tells you, it's the default, the safe bet. And you know what? For a very long time, it was absolutely the right call. This is the central idea, the myth, we're really going to dig into today. Because here's the thing, the car industry has gone through a massive change. Cars are way more complex now. They're packed with software, sensors, you name it. And while Toyota was busy perfecting its winning formula, other companies were catching up. They were learning, and in some cases, they were finding even better ways to build a car that just won't let you down. So the game has seriously changed.
All right, let's jump into our first contender, Subaru. Now, this is a brand that has built this almost cult-like following, not from flashy ads, but from just being tough in the real world. I mean, if you know anyone who owns an Outback or a Forester, you know those things are built to handle pretty much anything. So what's Subaru's secret sauce? A huge part of it is their symmetrical all-wheel drive. See, unlike a lot of complicated systems out there, Subaru's is mechanically simple, which makes it incredibly tough. Consumer Reports finds again and again that their drivetrains just need fewer repairs over the long haul, and that's a massive win for your wallet. And check this out. This is where it gets really interesting. Let's put them head to head. When you stack up the Subaru Impreza against the legendary Toyota Corolla, study after study shows the Impreza actually has fewer long-term problems with its engine and transmission. I mean, beating the Corolla at its own game, that is a huge deal. And this number? It pretty much says it all. About 70% of people who buy a Subaru buy another one for their next car. That is one of the highest loyalty rates in the entire industry. It's not just marketing hype, folks. That's real mechanical trust, earned over thousands and thousands of rugged miles.
Okay, next up, Mazda. This is a brand that has gone through this quiet but amazing revolution. For years, everyone knew they were fun to drive, but maybe not the toughest. Well, throw that idea out the window. That has totally changed. Mazda has reinvented itself as a reliability powerhouse, and they did it without losing that fun-to-drive spirit. You know, Mazda's journey was really deliberate. They made a clear choice to focus on simplified engineering, steering clear of things like overly complex turbos or hybrid systems in most of their cars. And the result? Well, fewer things that can break. And when you look at their future plans, it's clear they are doubling down on this philosophy of just excellent, long-lasting engineering. Let's compare the super popular Toyota RAV4 to the Mazda CX-5. Now, the RAV4 has the big name, no doubt, but tons of owners report that the CX-5 just feels quieter, more solid, better built. And crucially, it has fewer of those annoying software glitches and transmission issues that can sometimes pop up in modern cars, including some Toyotas. And here is the proof, right in your bank account. According to data from RepairPal, Mazda owners spend, on average, 15% less on repairs over 10 years compared to Toyota owners. That is a serious chunk of change that proves their quality engineering really pays off in the real world. Our third contender is one you probably saw coming: Honda. If Toyota was always a safe choice, Honda has always kind of been the engineer's choice, the brand for people who just appreciate incredible precision, a bit of performance, and just rock-solid mechanicals. And at the very heart of Honda's reputation is its engine tech, especially VTEC. This system is just a masterpiece of engineering, built for both performance and efficiency. But its real legacy? Sheer durability. These engines are famous for blowing past 200,000 miles with just basic maintenance. They just keep going. And when you compare them directly, that engineering focus really shines. the Honda Civic has consistently been ranked higher than the Corolla for the durability of its engine and transmission. Same story with the CR-V, which often beats the RAV4 and long-term dependability, with fewer powertrain headaches reported over its lifespan.
Okay, now this is something you won't see in a survey, but it is so important. Mechanics absolutely love working on Hondas. The engine bays are laid out logically, parts are cheap and everywhere, and you can often swap parts between different models and years. That makes repairs faster and way, way cheaper, a huge factor in what a car really costs to own. And for our final contender, we have Lexus. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, Lexus is Toyota? And, well, you're not wrong, but it operates as its own brand with its own quality standards that honestly take reliability to a whole different planet. So let's just tackle this question head on. Is it just a fancier badge and some nice leather seats? The answer is a hard no. While Lexus definitely benefits from Toyota's amazing engineering foundation, it's what they build on top of that foundation that makes all the difference. So here's the process. Lexus takes a proven Toyota platform, and then they basically rebuild it. They use higher-grade materials, they engineer parts with much tighter tolerances, and they apply this obsessive level of quality control called Takumi craftsmanship, where master artisans inspect every single detail. This incredible attention to detail is why they always end up at the top of dependability studies. And I mean, look, the results speak for themselves. In the J.D. Power Vehicle Dependability Study, which is like the Olympics of car reliability, Lexus consistently ranks #1. They even beat their own parent company. The data is crystal clear. If you want the most reliable vehicle you can possibly buy, period, the badge on the front is very often a Lexus. So, after looking at all 4 of these contenders, what's the big takeaway? It means the car world has changed. Reliability isn't the exclusive property of just one brand anymore. It's really time we all start looking beyond the badge. So, let's do a quick recap. Subaru brings that rugged, real-world toughness. Mazda gives you that premium build quality through smart, simple engineering. Honda delivers those legendary engines and cheaper repair bills. And Lexus, that's just the peak of dependability through obsessive craftsmanship. Each one has found its own unique path to being incredibly reliable. So let's be absolutely clear. Toyota still makes fantastic, super reliable cars. Of course they do. But the idea that they are the only choice for a car that won't let you down, that idea is now officially a myth. The competition has not only caught up, in many ways, they've created options that are just as reliable and sometimes even more so. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important question. If you have several brands that all offer top-tier reliability, you're now free to choose based on other things that matter to you. Do you want the all-weather confidence of a Subaru, the premium feel of a Mazda, the smart engineering of a Honda? In this new era, the best car isn't just the most reliable one. It's the one that's reliable and is the perfect fit for your life.